Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. My voice has gone to hell again. So, rather than taking the time to read this to you, we're adults. Please pause the video, read this little disclaimer. You've probably heard it a million times already. And then we're going to take a pretty quick look at the chart, because frankly nothing has changed at all today, but we're going to take a look just the same. Okay, read that. I'll be right back. Okay, looking here on a 30-minute chart in which every candle on this chart represents 30 minutes of trading, you can see that since we came up to our neckline up here back at the end of August, we have essentially gone sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 2 weeks. And that's kind of what I was expecting. Now, one thing to point out, I'm sorry guys, I really apologize for the condition of my voice. I'm trying to do things to work on it. It's just been very difficult. Not responding to much at all. And I'm trying mostly natural things right now before I go to an ENT guy and have them scope me out and say, oh, here's your problem. I'm hoping that it is as the result of inflammation from what I know are some really bad sinuses. So, that aside, if we look over the past 8 or 9 days, you can see we've got this little support here right at about 1990. I think that bears watching, only because it's in our chart really twice, back on the 28th and then again on the 5th. And by the shape of what we've seen here, if this little lower line breaks, we could be looking at a very small head and shoulders top, the target of which would take us down, if this is the pattern and it remains basically the same, then we would be looking at a target right down here at about 1970. And again, I don't think, even if that happens, I don't think that invalidates the bigger picture of what we're looking for, and that is a potential inverted head and shoulders pattern. That 1970 could be a perfectly good spot to tag before making that next run up for our neckline. But that's only if. This small head and shoulders pattern is no more confirmed than our inverted head and shoulders that we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks. So, with that said, we're really right where we were and right where we have been for the past week or so. And that is in our little oval, which I could extend this down a little bit more just to maybe take that into consideration in case this does break down. But here we are sitting in this little oval, hopefully in the process of making a right inverted shoulder to complement our left shoulder over here. And you can see that left shoulder was a bit volatile. So if we do have a little bit more wider swings inside this right shoulder, that'd be fine with me. So really nothing has changed except for my voice has gotten a little bit worse and my sinuses are flaring up. So guys, thanks for bearing with my complaints with my health, and let's just see. Let's see if we can stay roughly within this range, and if we can at some point break out above this neckline and challenge some long-term resistance lines on our way to what should be roughly 2100. Finally, if we look at a 3-minute chart, you can see that we have a couple of little highs here. Since we pointed out a couple of lows, let's point out a couple of highs as well. Drawing a line here to here. We'll make that gray, just worth keeping an eye on as a very short-term indicator, to where if, I got to make it a little darker than that, to where if we get over this line, then that could be a good signal that we're setting up a test of the neckline that I think would probably break once we get over this line here. So guys, there's your video for September 8th, 2014. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch it, and let's see what the rest of this week brings us. Thanks. Take care.